Okay. So the title, we've got 1963 is when Johnny Cash wrote or released Ring of Fire. And we have the Ring of Fire Eclipse, which I'm going to read a little bit about from Chosen Chronicles' latest video. My Higher Self, Seraphine. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit about that because 1966 is Firehorse. I'm Firehorse. I am Firehorse. Okay, so I want to read a little bit from this, okay? So it starts at 10 minutes is where I'm going to start reading, but the video is probably about a half hour long. So I'm just going to read a little bit. It says, the Ring of Fire eclipse is your Cyrus moment. And the reason you had to be dissolved by Saturn, Neptune first is because you cannot undergo a total transformation while still clutching desperately to the structure of your old reality. You have to let go. You have to surrender. You have to trust to the cosmic intelligence that is orchestrating this entire sequence of events with a precision that would astound you if you could see it from our vantage point in the higher dimensions. Now, that's all I'm going to read from that, but as I was saying, it's called The Next 7 Days Will Be Nothing Like You Expected, Like You've Ever Seen. The next 7 days will be like nothing you've ever seen. This is that World Point event that everybody's talking about. This is the Ring of Fire eclipse that everybody's talking about. Now, I don't get into all that on my channel. I try to keep it pretty basic, but that's why if you go to Chosen Chronicles Official, okay, that's the station you want to go to. And if you need to, I'm going to put it on my Twitter right now again. I'm going to post it right now. And this is it right here. She goes very deep into talking. Just like I read Steve's Love Tarot, he had a blog out yesterday and very intense talking. He talked a lot, and so does she, about the planets and the moons and all that kind of stuff. I don't talk about that kind of stuff. I keep it really basic. Who's fighting in here? Come on, get down. Get down. No, don't fight. Cat's playing. So I try to keep mine basic because, as I told you, I am very multi-dimensional. And if you listen to Seraphine, you're listening to me on a higher level. So I would just suggest you do that. And I'll just stay right here in my physical avatar and try to tell you about the cards that I pulled yesterday. We've got Forbidden Knowledge and the Devil in Reverse, okay? So that's good because you're getting lots of downloads right now. Major ascension, okay? That's why it's really important that you do look up Ring of Fire eclipse, that you look up that specific video, and you might even want to check out Steve's Love Tarot March blog. Okay, so that's forbidden knowledge. That's knowledge that most people don't get. What does forbidden knowledge mean? Forbidden means something that you can't have, okay? Or you're not supposed to have it. It's forbidden. I was thinking about, how did you feel when you first got your first driver's license, right? You were forbidden to drive until you got your temporary license, right? You were forbidden. Then once you got a temporary license, you got to drive. And it felt so freeing, right? It was different. It was kind of scary, right? But it was so freeing. Well, that's what this energy is doing. It's taking you out of the forbidden knowledge era where you were dumbed down by the matrix, and it's bringing in new information. So this awakened silence will be leaving, and we're letting everything go. We're letting the grief go. We're letting the past go. Okay? That's what this is all about. So the only thing I can tell you is I am Fire Horse 1966. This is a year of complete change. It's where the total collective turns into the butterfly. And if you can look up the butterfly and the caterpillar effect, and you can look up all these things that I slip out, videos, movies, songs, you're going to rise and you're going to feel so good in your physical avatar. See, that's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to, on this station, do like I did in AA. When I went to AA, my greatest accomplishment was every year getting my medallion and saying, I've been sober another year. You know, it wasn't the fancy car I got or the fancy house I got or the new job I got. It was, I stayed sober another year. It was like an ascension period. So I've been doing this for 30 years. Okay, you might not have been. This might be your first rodeo. Okay, so this is a lot easier for someone like me because each year we get more and more advanced. We study different things and we keep on moving forward. Okay, so the hidden treasure, the Akashic records, the forbidden knowledge, that's all coming to light now. Okay, it's all coming to light. So what I want you to do is I want you to realize that the devil's in reverse. The love potion was in reverse, okay? So quit thinking about, oh, they're trying to get me, and know that you have enough protection. You've already passed enough tests that you've already won that part, okay? Not that you let your guard down, but you focus more on this butterfly effect. Now, there's a couple movies called Butterfly Effect too that I recommend, and I've watched them, but that really has nothing to do with what I'm talking about, but it has a lot to do with it. I know that didn't make sense. Butterfly Effect 1 and 2, you can watch them in either sequel. You don't have to watch 2 first, 1 first. You can watch 2 first. Those are movies of movies that I can't even talk. They're movies that I've watched a long time ago, probably back in 1998, I want to think. And all of these things are coming to the surface, okay? At one point, I didn't talk about the past at all, because that's where I was going through. That's the part I was going through, was don't talk about the past at all, stay in the now, and think of the future. Right now, we're getting rid of the final remains of the past. If you watch her video, she explains it a lot better than me. We're getting rid of the past us. We're shedding the old skin. We're becoming that butterfly instead of the caterpillar. So with that being said, we're closing out the finalness. Okay? Back to the movies. The movies are what he's watching how every single thing he did had an effect on the next thing. Each thing we do has an effect on the next thing. Me talking to you right now, deciding to wake up this morning from Astro and come on to you is going to affect somebody and something. Versus if I would have went a different route, that would have affected somebody else. Let's say I got in my truck and went to the store instead of doing this video. Then I would be affecting everybody that I got in touch with to the store. Okay? So the butterfly effect is what it's called. Now, we want to look up the Ring of Fire eclipse that's going on right now. It's also a portal. Don't forget, I said things are not what they seem. Comets coming in from the sky, scientists might say one thing, but what they're not telling you is that they're DNA activation codes. Like that, right? I told you about Jesus and the Star of Bethlehem, the Star of Bethlehem being a spaceship. Things like that are going to you're going to go, really? Wow. Okay. Like Santa Claus really ain't real? Oh, wow. Okay. So we've already talked about all that stuff. Now, unique expression was in reverse, and they told me to put it upright in the shorts because they wanted me to explain to you that you have a divine perspective and you're going towards your divine feminine, or roles reversed, and you need to be your unique self. And the reason it was in reverse was because some of you still are putting on a mask. Some of you, okay? Some of you are still saying, I don't have enough money, I'm not in shape enough, I'm not healed enough, whatever enough is for you, right? And they're saying that they know you're working on it. That's why they had me reverse it into upright, because you are trying. It's just that the longer you wait, the more chance you have that the soul contract will be rewritten again. Because right now, with this Ring of Fire world event shit that's happening, time is of the essence. That's why that song, Till You Can't, was so important. That energy is exactly it. Okay, so I'm not going to get into the shorts any more than that. I just spent about 13:36 on the clock talking about all the energy that's going on in Astro and right here, right now, that you're not going to hear on your morning news. Hopefully you guys aren't watching morning news, but hopefully I am your morning news, right? Okay, randomly at the bottom, we have the girl on the motorcycle, the Knight of Pattern. That's the Knight of Pentacles. And underneath her is the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Now, I'm going to reshuffle these, but I wanted to take the 3 off the bottom here, or 4, because I think it's really important here. You left the hermit state, or you're leaving the cocoon, and you're going into that death and rebirth, which you've been going through, okay? Isn't that wild how them 2 cards are there? And you're going towards the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, meaning like the other video when I said you might have to go through a couple nights. They gave me more information on that, and they're just saying that you have some assignments you have to finish. And rather than being alone and in the hermit state to do these assignments, you wrote in a couple knights to help you. So you've got the Knight of Pattern, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and you stay in your Queen of Pentacles energy. And they did give me that information about that. So if you watched it a couple days ago, these cards fell out in my lap, so we're going to take them. And then the bottom of the deck wants to be shown. And that's the walking away from the past, where the girl's going like that. You can't see it, but it's the girl walking away going, okay, I'm not going to listen to your jibber jabber. And then we're going to take these cards that fell out in my lap. But they wanted me to elaborate on that because a lot of you remember me saying, see, if you follow me every day, it makes more sense. But I said the other day about how we may just have to go it alone because our 5D and higher partner doesn't want to take on a physical body. They're already in their light body. They're already on their higher form. So they don't want to take on another body. So you're just sitting here going, well, I guess I got to do this shit alone. And now that you're healed and we're going into this ring of fire, yeah, that's true. But then in soul contract class, we said, well, maybe we could write in a couple knights. And that was the video where I got a couple knights, a couple aces, and a couple twos. I remember it distinctly. The soul contract, the having to make a decision, the two knights writing in, they're definitely a yes. Let's get this finished. Okay, so it's kind of like your 5D and higher partner will still be there in his light body, he or she, and then the knights will be your partners. Does that mean you're going to have romance with them? Well, obviously that's up to you, because the queen can screw her knights if she wants to. Me, I would not do that, okay? But that sounded very harsh, but it's really the truth. The queen can do whatever she wants, okay? I am more of a empress, not more like. I am an empress goddess, so I stick with my 5D and higher person, and I do not screw my knights. But, you know, who knows what you guys do here now? I mean, it's unbelievable how this earth is run. Banging in the parking lot, banging on the laundry, in the laundry room. I hear all kinds of stories. Okay, so we've got 3 of Cups energy that wanted to come out, and there's the King of Pattern. So right back to my story that isn't too far off, the queen really should just stay with her king. Let him do his part of the business. She does her part of the business, that equal give and take, right? Leave the knights do their part of the business and keep their armor on. And then you got the 3 of Cups, which the 3 of Cups is all about celebration. Then we've got the 10 of Pentacles card. Again, so look at all the pentacles. This is all leading to the end of the movie, which is abundance, which is, it's just awesome. I know the end, okay? And look at this, the other 2 victory cards. We've got the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. Be courageous and daring. That's my 2 of Wands. And then you can see the moon all lit up. And he's going like this. Yay, we did it. So you got 3 victory cards. The King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles that fell out. So stay the course. And I was hearing that a lot in Astro, was stay the course, stay the course. You know, I don't think you'd get in trouble for banging your knight, but you know what? If you can prevent that, I think I would. Okay, so enough jibber jabber out of me. We're going to do just a couple more cards. I'm going to shuffle this up and see what they want to end this with. All right. There's so much to talk about just on the Ring of Fire eclipse portal alone. Oh, there's just so much going on. So again, if you watch these videos every day, you get a lot more benefit. If you watch the shorts and look up the lyrics and listen to the music, you get so much more information. It's kind of like continuing Astro School, but in a physical avatar. Use your magic power, the mage. This is a really powerful card because this is the name of the deck. This is the mascot for the deck. So that's your outcome. So this card here is the best card in this deck. The mage, and underneath the mage is the fool. So new beginnings. Take that leap of faith. Quit waiting till you have enough. You are the King and Queen of Pentacles. You do have help, the Knights. Okay, and then it says get unstuck. Everything that I just said when I pulled these two cards, 8 of Swords, yeah. So quit waiting for when. This is your destiny, the Star card. 21:21 on the clock. 2:21:66. Okay, you guys, I am Miss Mystic. Thank you for listening.